I just finished the first campaign of the Isofarian Guard, and I have a lot to say. Man alive, I have never been so addicted and absolutely in love with a game that I've just played nonstop for the last few weeks, every single night, could not get enough of it. But at the same time, I have some pretty big qualms, some pretty big pet peeves, and I'm really conflicted on this game. And I thought I'd just give some off the cuff impressions after dozens of hours finishing the first campaign with you. I'm Ben from Man Seeking Meeple, and let's take a look. All right. Now, there is a lot to say about this game, but ultimately, the thing that I need to talk about first and foremost is the actual battle mechanics of this game. You see, this is an adventure game where you take two explorers at the same time, and you can play it one player or two player cooperatively, and you go through an adventure, a story that's fully narrated, and we'll talk about just how amazing that narration is. But a story that has you pitted against enemy after enemy after enemy. There is a lot of fighting in this game. That is your primary verb in this game, is combat. And I need to talk about those combat mechanics because I think I'm in love. You see, the primary combat mechanic revolves around this, a bag. Now, this bag is virtually empty, but it can be filled, with chips. And those chips that go in this bag get drawn out. It's a bag builder, and you take those chips and you place them on your cards that are dependent on and unique to each individual character. And it does different abilities. It might let you attack. It might let you weaken the enemy. It might let you strengthen yourself or your teammate. It does a lot of things. But one of the coolest aspects of it is it allows you to build more into your bag. You can add green chips. And man, I just got to say, these chips are excellent quality, weighted chips, similar to those used in Too Many Bones or the Elder Scrolls or other chip theory games. You add green chips, which don't count towards your draw total, and they can do awesome things on your turn. They might give you an evasion. They might heal you. They might make you hit for harder on that turn, add extra tokens that you can use to do more on your turn. It's pretty amazing what you can do. The other flip side of this is that that's one of the primary ways that the enemy also interacts with you. Yes, they attack and deal damage and your health goes down, but they're giving you tons and tons of different status effects by giving you chips and placing them in your bag. Some of those chips will come out once and do a terrible thing to you and be done. Others are permanent, and you have to have ways to remove them from your bag in order to get rid of them. It is really, really, really annoying, but in a delicious manner, because enemies really get under your skin, into your bag, and can even have consequences in the next battle or the following battle after that. Because if you don't empty out your bag, those are still going to be sitting in there waiting for you. What an awesome interactive experience. And I didn't even really talk about how special the cards are. You see, the cards combo off of each other. The cards in every character has their own unique keyword. So Grigory, your primary first character, is your big damage dealer. He's a little bit of a tank. A lot of his cards allow you to combo off of them. They have the keyword chain. So whenever you do one action, all your following actions on cards will have extra abilities, extra effects that will take place. Super great. He feels so combo-tastic and powerful. Alec, your other starting character, is much more of a support character. He is brewing potions. He can flip those potions and empower them. And yeah, those cards, once you activate them, generally will flip to the other side, and now you have new abilities available to you the next turn. It makes combat feel varied. It makes combat feel so puzzly and combo-tastic, and yet reactionary because you have to react to what you pull and draw. I love it. I have to say, I love it so much that I feel like I need to steal many of these mechanics and put them into my own board game design because I just found it so engrossing. I found the enemies so annoying and delicious and thematic. And I found my abilities, like I said, so combo-tastic. It was a smart game design. And I think the combat is going to be the highlight for anyone that plays this game. What a great game design. And it's ultimately what made me so addicted that I could not stop playing this game. Literally every night I have been playing this game since I got it just a few weeks ago at an auction at a board game convention. And man alive, I cannot believe I got such a steal on such a gem of a game. However, with all that chat of the pros and how amazing combat is, it is wrapped up in a game that is maybe a little bit too big and expansive for its own good. You see, here we have a giant map of Isofar. And this map is a map that you will have to explore and move around on. And moving is a chore because every single yellow node that you hit, you need to draw a chip from a bag and see if there's going to be an encounter. 60% of the time, you're going to have a fight. And those fights don't last long, but they're there and there and there. You might have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 fights before you get to one location from another. And it slows the game down. It makes the game feel like a grind. Now, you're getting experiencing, you're leveling up, you're acquiring new cards, you're getting more powerful, you're adding new chips to your bag. So there's benefits of fighting, but ultimately, as fun and combo-tastic as the mechanics are, when you do them over and over and over again, over 100 times, they do start to feel tired. You start to explore all of those combos. You know what your best opening moves are. You want to do them again and again if possible. So it does get tiring. As much as I absolutely love this game and cannot stop playing it, and I don't know if I've ever been as addicted to a game as I have been to this, I also have to say it is not for everyone. And ultimately, I need to play a little bit more to give an ultimate review. There's a lot more. I mentioned the narration on Foreteller, and oh my goodness, did they do a great job. I think they have a cast of about 35 people that are narrating, and every single scene has background music and sound effects that have been composed and edited to be really engrossing and engaging and just an evocative experience. I've never played a game with a soundscape so well done. And I'm interested. I'm interested in what's going to happen next. I want to know. I want to play campaigns 1 all the way up to 5, but it gets tiring. Now, I will say this: they have added new rules called the cinematic mode, and it takes away a lot of the grind. It lets you get really right to the story and the side quests, which I did all of, by the way, and it lets you skip some of those battles. I did use some of those cinematic mode rules just to add to, I sprinkled them in. I kind of like house ruled. I'll use this one and this one and this one, but I'll level up my gear the normal way, or I'll just skip a battle here or there. And I did a little bit of house ruling, not in the actual combats, but more around just the number of combats that I had to fight, because yeah, I think it really could burn you out. All that said, if you have an interest in solo games, or you have a partner that you really want to go into pretty big, heavy games that take up not one full-size table, not 2 tables, but 3 tables I have. I have tables all around me. Usually this is brought in right next to me. And I was constantly going everywhere and standing up and moving things around. Its table presence is ridiculously huge. But if you have just yourself or someone and you really, really, really want to spend the time and grind out a great combat system, Isofarian Guard seems like such a treasure. But if you're worried about the grind, well, cinematic mode is definitely something to check out. I would keep an eye on it, look a little bit more into it. And, believe it or not, maybe on this channel, I'll have a full review, a real review where I've actually scripted out the pros and cons and what I really think about it. But just off the cuff thoughts that I've had over the last few weeks of being addicted, I really want to play more. And so I want to ask, are there any games that you have been just so addicted to you could not stop playing? You just wanted to play them any moment that you had free time? Let me know, because this one bit me hard and it has not let go. Anyway, with that said, I'm Man Seeking Meeple, and thanks for watching.